Hey guys, welcome back to the Union Leipzig Career Mode series, the final episode of Season 1, and we sit in the top half of the table. Now, last episode, we lost our goalkeeper and captain, Stefan Kraus, to a freak heart problem that means he had to retire early. So suddenly, the team is in need of a leader, and we've just given the captain's armband to Simon Wolf, our attacking midfielder. Can he pick up the slack and make sure we finish the season strong? Well, we have a new captain and we're down our goalkeeper and maybe most important player. Can Union find a way to rally? Well, we had some really good momentum building, but that really all fell apart after Kraus's departure from the team, and suddenly we're very much on the back foot in these games. You can tell the energy around our games is just so nervous right now, especially in our defense. And these games are getting really heated as Fofana gets absolutely mowed down by the defense. Carry on, says the referee, but the players really have to be up for a fight out here tonight if we want to find a way through. As we play the ball through, though, Simon Wolf, our new captain, plays a great ball through for Bush, who tries to take it past his man. And that is a foul and a free kick in a potentially dangerous area now for Simon Wolf to take it. Now, if there was ever a chance for our new captain to impress, this has got to be it. Off of a dead ball, and he puts the ball straight at goal, and that was not far off at all. Good save from the goalkeeper. And now we have a corner kick to take, and it's the captain again, Simon Wolf, linking up with our academy prospect, or I guess academy graduate, Victor Sommer, and that's surely a penalty. Wolf has done a great job in this game, first taking the free kick that came so close, and then winning a penalty for our team. Wow, well, he certainly seems to be taking the step up and the responsibility, really, of wearing the captain's armband. And now our highest rated player has the opportunity to get Union Leipzig in front with a penalty kick here. Can he step up to the plate and convert when all the pressure is on? No! Off the post, it's unbelievable. Well, that was just about perfect placement, but an inch too far onto the outside there, and Simon Wolf still no goal for us just yet, but a real sign of intent there from our attacking midfielder, and Union are relentless here in our pressure. Julian Bush picking the ball up and some great footwork to dance past a few players. Can he find a way through? Fofana is clean through on goal. Surely this will be a chance. Nico Fofana finally finds a goal for Leipzig. We have come out absolutely gunning for it in this one, and we found a well-deserved goal at the end of that move. But now the question is, can we find another? Because we've seen before these one-goal leads don't hang on very often for a team that often struggles defensively, but Sommer plays through Bush. Oh, another great chance. This is simply too easy, but Bush, unable to convert, needs to be more clinical there. But Union still giving it our all here in the second half. Nico Fofana, another ball played through for Bush. Great touch, gets right around his man, and he did everything but the finish. However, Union Leipzig managed to very much stay in control of this game and avoid having our new goalkeeper get too tested. We come away with a big important 3 points, and I think we've got our new captain settled. Well, with only 2 games remaining in the season, we're in a firm 10th place right now. Not a whole lot left to play for, to be honest. But again, all the momentum going into next season is what matters, and especially for players like Wolf that are looking to establish themselves as leaders in this team, I think these are really important games to show the quality we have. And I think over the course of this season, we've seen a handful of these players that would be part of our core identity take shape. Nico Fofana and Julian Bush up top, obviously the new captain Wolf behind them, Sommer in midfield, and even some of the players in our back line like Lucas Schultz. These are the players we want to build around for the next several seasons, and here we have a great chance. Nico Fofana finally gets a goal! Well, it's been a few weeks since we saw our number 9 convert, but that was great movement and a really good finish at the end of it. And slowly but surely, over the course of this season, we've been building our chemistry more and more. We're creating more chances. And I do think we've slightly been underperforming the expected goals we're creating. If our strikers can learn to be more clinical, we're going to score so many goals next season. Or I guess rather, we should score so many goals next season. We'll see how it pans out in reality. But as Wolski plays through Julian Bush, this is another great opportunity. Bush clean through on goal, but he blasts it over the bar. Those are the situations I'm talking about. We have to do better. But when you're creating the amount that we do, it's okay to not always be the most clinical team. We've really been dominating possession and chance creation in all of our last 10 or 15 games. And as Julian Bush takes shape at the top of the box, it's played through from the captain, and finally Bush converts. That is a brilliant goal from Union Leipzig. And that's also the reason why Wolf has been the leading assister in the league this season. He just makes it look easy and picks the right passes out. Union Leipzig definitely poised to win this one now, but we still have a whole second half to play, so we got to make sure we extend our lead even further if given the opportunity. And here we have Julian Busch given the chance to do exactly that, and he makes no mistake. Well, I was just talking about our players needing to step up with more goals, and how do you like that for a response? Well, with Union looking really solid already in this game, I think it's time to rotate the team a little bit. We hit gold with players like Sommer and Busch, but we have some other young players in this team. The whole philosophy of Union Leipzig is supposed to be developing young talent, so I think wherever possible, we have to see which other players we can, discover and get going in this team. We don't have a lot of other options off the bench, but I'm going to try this player, our right back Mensah at center back of all places. I think he's got the physicality for it, and I don't know, maybe this doesn't work out, but we got to keep trying new things. Obviously, it's just our first year, but we put a lot of investment into our youth academy. So over the next couple seasons, it's going to be really important that we keep having a pipeline to promote players into the first team and really embed them the way we have with players like Sommer. Not all of them will be as good as Sommer, but it's our duty to at least give players the opportunity to get those chances. And that's a really good tackle there from Mensah, the makeshift center back coming from right back that we're trying out in this position. And it's just, little tweaks like that or trying players in new positions that's worked out well for us so far. So why not continue that here? But Union Leipzig managed to hang on to our firm lead and go on to pick up 3 big points. Our new captain, Simon Wolf, did an outstanding job leading the team, and so did Julian Busch, our emerging superstar. So with only one game left in the season, we get a bit of good news. Felix Kruger, our center mid, who is honestly playing the role that Sommer is now for so many months. He was one of our best players before his lengthy injury. Now that he's back, it's nice, but we're gonna have a bit of a decision to make. Where does he fit into this team now that Sommer is in the lineup? Over the past few months, we've been using Kouyaté, a very defensive-minded center mid, alongside of him, but the truth is overall, Kruger is a better player, and I think he can also play the defensive side of the game. But it's not that clear-cut of a decision. When we compare Kruger to Sommer, they're exceptionally similar players. They're both real box-to-box midfielders who can kind of do a bit of everything. Is it too risky to put both of them in those defensive midfield positions and have them running all over? Or is it going to have to be one or the other? I think this is going to be a big question for us to figure out now going into next season. But for this final game of the season, Kruger did tell us he's fit and that he wants to be involved, so I'm going to run a little experiment. And I'm going to play both Sommer and Kruger in our midfield. Kruger's going to play a slightly more defensive role than he did in the past for us, but that's only because Sommer has shown he's really adept offensively as well. However, both players are going to have the freedom to close down and use their energy all over the midfield for us. I'm also going to play Mensah in our back 3 again just to see how he does, and outside of that, the lineup remains the same. All right, our final game of our first ever season as a club sees us firmly on the back foot as we cling on for dear life. All of a sudden, the momentum is really against us here early in the game as the opposition is relentless in their attack, but somehow we hang on. But the good thing is we actually look like we're holding just fine. It's definitely not the position we want to be in, but it's nice to see that we can actually avoid conceding when all the pressure's against us. And the one thing that stood out all season is how involved the entire team can get playing out from the back. We obviously have 2 defensive midfielders who drop deep and can get involved, but we have 2 center backs that are so confident on the ball in Lucas Schultz and Noah Bouchard. However, all that passing doesn't amount for much, and we didn't create anything in the first half, and suddenly we only have 45 more minutes to play this season. We want to go out on a high note. This has to be better in the second. However, not every story of promoting youth and giving players a chance is going to end up in a fairy tale. And unfortunately, the little experiment we're running here with Mensah, the right back playing in our back 3 as a center back, doesn't exactly work out that well. He's clearly out of his element and maybe needs some more experience out on loan or something before he's really ready for the first team. So some tactical substitutions here in the second half. We got to try to get back in this game. So swapping out the center backs, but I'm also going to go a little more offensive. It's been a little while since we've seen Soko, who was one of our most important players at the beginning of the season, but I'm throwing him up top and putting Julian Busch out on the left wing. We don't want to play this way every game. It's going to leave us a little more exposed at the back, but I think that creativity out on the left-hand side is going to open the game up more for us. Can we finish our season on a high note here? Well, as we play out from the back, the high press is certainly trying to prevent us from finding any opportunities, but it's lovely movement here from Union Leipzig as Lukas Schulz gets involved in the build-up play, and Julian Busch now given plenty of space to run into. This is the spot he loves to be in, and he plays the ball through again, all the way from deep. It's Schulz still with the ball shot. It's just wide of the post. Well, that's what a ball-playing center back can offer you. All the way up the pitch, he's looking as technically sharp as any of the other players out there. But time is starting to run down here, and Union Leipzig really would love a goal. Victor Sommer does great to win the ball back there, and just, again, showing how important he is, not just offensively, but defensively as well. This guy is everywhere on the pitch, and so far, I think him and Kruger have both looked good in midfield. I don't think this partnership is a bad idea at all, but here we have a better play shaping up. Busch for Fofana, who may have just scored the final goal of our season, and the goal that would see us finish our first campaign with a win. Who would have thought at the start of the season, a team fighting relegation suddenly in the top half of the table? We've really found some great solutions and tactics for this team, despite all the setbacks we had earlier in the season. And Union Leipzig managed to hang on confidently to our 1-goal lead here as the final whistle is about to blow. There it goes. We get a win on the final day of the season, stay in the top half. And all in all, you gotta say, that was an amazing first campaign for us here in the 3rd division. I think we can be really proud as manager of the way that we faced adversity and really proved ourselves as, again, an unproven manager coming into an unproven team. Suddenly, the league, if not the world, is starting to take note of us. So it's an 8th placed finish at the end of the day. That's an incredible finish compared to where we started. So now at the end of the season here, it's time for a performance review. And obviously, the team owner is very happy with the way things have worked out for us. We've met our goals for this season and then some. I mean, far exceeding expectations, and we're given full trust going into next season because of that. And on top of this, our new tactical analyst has some very interesting insights for us to look at about our performance. When we compare the first half of the season to the second, we're averaging almost an entire extra goal expected and about 1/3 of a goal expected against us less. We're also keeping more possession of the ball, which is our ultimate goal as a possession-based team. So we're seeing huge improvements. But the most exciting part is this. Our average points per game is up a massive amount from the entire season compared to just our last 15 games. And our tactical analyst points out that if we had the form from our last 15 games over the course of the season, we would have literally won the league with 79 points. So the kind of form we've been in recently, I think that really helps contextualize it. We've actually become a top team, but I think it's clear the owner doesn't necessarily want us to rush to promotion. We want to build something steady here. So we'll find out what our goals for next season actually are in the next episode. But for now, it's just time to appreciate what a great season we had. We ended the season with the top assister in the league, our new captain, Simon Wolf. But we had a lot of really talented players this season. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Stefan Kraus, our original captain for the majority of this season, who is unfortunately departing. But maybe it's not the last we'll see of him. And some of our other young players like Lukas Schulz absolutely stood out this season. Not to mention Julian Busch, I think, who is not only one of the best talents in our team emerging, but maybe in the league or even in Germany beyond that. At 21 years of age, he's not the highest rated just yet, but I think the way he's playing, it's only a matter of time before he really starts to fulfill that potential. And some of our other players, I mean, Tobias Bergman finished the season with 8 goals. He definitely tailed off with the rise of Busch here late in the season, but might still be an important player for us going forwards. And obviously Nico Fofana, a well-rounded attacking threat for us. And then behind them, Simon Wolf, enough said about him. 11 assists is incredible. Chipped in a fair few goals as well. I think overall our attack looked great. And then players like Victor Sommer, Felix Kruger, even Emeka Obi, maybe if he still has a role to play in this team. I don't know, we got a lot to think about going into next season, but it's gonna be hard to manage all these talents. Certainly not all the players will stay happy, but we need to figure out a core of players to build around going into season 2. So that's it for season 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this series so far, and I'll see you next time.